Have you guys had those little tiny white starfish on your glass? When you have the first few, they're kind of cool, but if you're feeding too much, they can explode in your tank and all of a sudden they become a pest. Now there's one good way to get rid of them, and that's using a Harlequin shrimp. Hey guys, Devin with ReefDudes, and today we're going to be talking about Harlequin shrimp. I had tons of the little Asterina stars kind of popping up on my tank all of a sudden, and it started to be to the point where I wanted to get rid of them. It's easy to pull a few off the glass, but when you start looking at your rock and you start noticing them everywhere, you need to hire an assassin. So today we're going to be talking about a Harlequin shrimp. But first, I want to throw a big shout out to Rico from Rico's Reef Tank for hitting that bell and joining the notification squad. Now, if you haven't seen him, Rico has a beautiful 300-gallon tank. He's an old school reefer and he has a pretty sweet setup, so be sure to check him out. Now, if you guys want a shout out, be sure to hit that bell and let me know in the comments below. Now let's get to the Harlequin shrimp. Now, Asterina stars are in almost every tank, and once they start to multiply, they can grow pretty rapidly. Now, most Asterina stars are actually pretty harmless and reef safe. However, there has been some seen that have been eating zoas, acanas, coralline, or other soft corals. And I don't know of any easy way to tell which ones are good ones and bad ones, so it's just best to get rid of them. So the Harlequin shrimp actually detect their prey by smell. They can smell the starfish in the water. The Harlequin shrimp is in the Indo-Pacific and Hawaii. They're considered fairly difficult, and that's mainly because of their diet, which is starfish and only starfish. A minimum tank size about 10 gallons. They're very peaceful. Temperature, there's a bit of a range, 72 to 82 degrees. They are reef safe, and they can grow up to 2 or 3 inches. As for the coloration, they're white with either patches that can either be blue, purple, or an orangey red. Now, it's actually really fascinating how the Harlequin shrimp hunt. If you have a pair of Harlequins, one will actually go out and it'll use its little pincers. They have flat little pincers and it will snip the starfish's suction cups off. While the other one will use its pincers as kind of a platform and try and flip the starfish over. So one works on taking the suction cups off and the other one flips it over. So it's a very kind of crazy team effort. So once the happy couple successfully flips the starfish over, it will drag it back to their lair to have their nice comfy cave where they can get down and eat dinner. The somewhat gruesome part of this is the shrimp will actually try and keep the starfish alive as long as possible. And for bigger starfish, it can take them a week or 2 to eat it. Poor starfish. Now, the tough part of keeping them is that they only eat starfish. That is the only thing in their diet. So if you run out of Asterina stars, your amazing little Harlequin shrimp is likely going to starve to death. So some people will purchase either Lankia or chocolate chip starfish to feed to the shrimp, but that can get very expensive. Others will keep one of those starfish in their sump or a separate tank and cut off a leg every week or 2 and feed that to the shrimp. Now, I personally don't have the heart for this. I know the starfish will regenerate its leg over time. I couldn't bring myself to do that, which is why I'm only boring this awesome little guy. And once my Asterina starfish are gone, he's going back to his original owner. So if you do have an Asterina problem in your tank, it's probably best to just borrow one. Or if you do plan on buying one, and you're like me and you don't have the heart to sacrifice decorative or useful bigger starfish in your tank, then it could be one that you just pass around to other fellow reefers once your tank is clear, is rotated into a new tank every couple months, or maybe you just find someone that has one and you borrow one. So whether or not you keep one long term or just borrow one, that is up to you, but these guys are extremely fascinating. Now, one thing that kind of made me laugh is the little Asterina star. I've noticed more and more up on my glass. It's like they know that they're being hunted. Except for this guy. I actually sped this clip up about 1,000 times. And you can see him moving closer to the Harlequin shrimp. He doesn't know what's coming. So if you guys have an Asterina problem, you know what to do. This guy is definitely your assassin. Just make sure you have a plan to keep this guy long term or find someone to borrow one off of. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys hit that like button. And make sure you guys subscribe and hit that bell to keep up to date for more videos from ReefDudes.